Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to another class here with me. My name is Bradford. I will be your teacher for the next 45 minutes, maybe 55 minutes, depending on how we do and with the number of questions we have. This is the intermediate level of English. B1. So for those of you preparing for the preliminary exam, this is a very good level. And we're going to cover today some very general English. We're going to look at the past simple and the past continuous, how those two relate, and the most common mistakes or misunderstandings that people have with those. And we are going to look at used to as well to talk about the past, okay? So with that, let's get started. Let me see if I can find my presentation here. And we shall move into, let me see. Okay. I think that means that I've done it. Right, okay. So I said hello to Peter, Barbara, and Ugo before we started our video. I did not have a chance, so hello, Enrique. I didn't get a chance to type in. Welcome back. And I look forward to all of your participation. I look forward to any questions you have or doubts that you have related to the topic we're talking about, or in fact, if you have something that's tangential, so sort of like related but not really related, feel free to ask. If I think that I can answer the question, I will answer the question. Let's only keep it all obviously related to English learning. So today you can see we are going to look at the past simple and the past continuous and how those relate to each other, some time expressions, and then some common errors that people make with these simple verb tenses in English. The past simple, I know that you know the past simple very well. But let's review very quickly some of the more difficult things to remember. When we have a finished action in the past, I know a lot of times people in Spanish at the lower levels like to use the present perfect because sometimes, a lot of times in Spanish, you use the present perfect, but in English, we use the past simple. Especially when you say when that action happened. So yesterday, last week, last month, last night, the weekend before last, the day before yesterday, at 12 o'clock this morning, any of those time expressions that say when the action happened, you cannot use the present perfect, okay? So even if the action is finished, even if, if the action is finished, if you say a time expression, you cannot use the present perfect, okay? So even if you're speaking about an experience, for example, I have been to Paris, all right, that's finished. That's an experience, and that we use the present perfect. But if you say last summer, you must use the past simple. I was in Paris last summer. You cannot say I have been to Paris last summer. Okay, so remember that. So the past simple for a finished action, very important when you use a time expression. Okay, and here in my example, I went to school yesterday. Hello, V. Welcome back. I hope everybody had a very good break, if you will. I know there were no school classes, so maybe the kids were able to relax a little bit. I know that nobody could travel, so mine was okay. We stayed in the house, did some gardening, and yeah, little things like that. Played with the baby. I have a very little baby. I have a 10-month-old baby. Okay. Next, use of the past simple. Sequence of events, yeah? I got home, I sat down and I had dinner, right? So a sequence of events, right? So one, then the other, then the other, then the other. And we use the past simple with a lot of different time expressions. Some of them are here, and I got to get out of the way. Okay, some of them are here. I can't believe I still don't know which way to move. Okay, so you can see ago, and I should put a space before ago because it's 1 year ago, 1 month ago, 2 days ago, 4 hours ago. So the time goes before ago. Remember that. Last, then the time goes after. Last month, last week, last year, last Monday, last weekend. Okay? And very, 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 very important. Okay, so everybody pay close attention. Very, very important. Notice with this expression, last, okay, we do not use the article the. There is no the. Let me just switch me to the other side and I will be out of the way. There is no the. So you do not say the last week or the last weekend or the last Monday. Okay, because if you're speaking about the past, yeah, el anterior, then we don't use the article. If you say the last Monday, now you have changed the meaning, and in Spanish it is el último or la última, el último mes del año. The last month of the year is December. The last day of April is the January, February, March, April, the 30th. The last day of April is the 30th. Okay, so it's the last one with the article. No article, now you're talking about the past. Last week, there weren't any classes. Last week, not the last week. Hello, Aitana. Before, after, then. The first time I saw him, he was very happy. The first time. When, and we will see more about when in a little bit. In, so for example, in March, in January, in December. In December, it didn't snow at all in Valencia, for example. On Tuesday, remember in and on, the prepositions for time. Yesterday, last night, this morning, this afternoon. Okay, so all of the times when we say when the action happened, it's past simple. Okay, is that clear? I think I can get some thumbs up from you if that's okay, or if you have a question or a doubt about this. Now you can ask me. Because I imagine that the people watching are Spanish. If you need a translation very quickly, I can do that for you. If you're not Spanish, I know a little French and I know a little German, but not enough to translate or anything like that. So I'm sorry, and there are no other languages I know. You have to rely on Google if you need a translation. Great, Enrique is okay. Very good. Okay, so this is very simple. Yeah, es muy sencillo. This is very simple, and I only wanted to review this quickly. So let's go and look at our ago, our last, remember, without the article, and our yesterday. So we can use yesterday as a time, simply as it is, yesterday, or it can be as an adjective, yesterday morning, right? Yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening. All right. So look at number one. My brother found a new job 3 weeks ago. Okay, so ago goes after the time, 3 weeks ago. And I think that everybody understands or knows what it means to say ago, 3 weeks ago, right? As always, if you know how this works, just start answering. I don't have to give you the instructions. What I want you to do, if you're new, is to write in the number and the answer. You do not have to write the whole sentence. Write in, the screen is very small. Okay, V cannot read. Did I make the same mistake again? Okay, well, let me see if I can fix it. And I must have made the same mistake again, so I'm going to eliminate this. And then we can make this bigger, okay? Although my answers are not going to match up now. So we're gonna have to do this, freestyle, all right? So here we go. Okay, can you see better now? I believe that that's much bigger. I believe you can see, hello Alba, can you see better now? I think that that's okay. If I can get some thumbs up or some yeses, that would help me. Thanks. Okay, great. Okay. The only thing is now that I don't have the answers to show you. So you have to listen, and I have to remember for next time to make it bigger. But thank you for that. I think it was V. Yeah. Thank you for that, V, so that everybody isn't squinting and ruining their eyes. Okay. So my brother found a new job 3 weeks ago. As I was saying, write in the answer. I will say yes or I will say no, because I don't have the answers here on the screen. Then I will, you will have to pay extra attention. Okay. So yeah, good. What time did you get up yesterday morning? Great. Good job, Ugo. Yes. Yesterday morning. Yesterday morning. Okay. I got back 2 weeks ago. Ugo, you're on a tear. Fantastic. Okay, very good. V, yes. Ago. I got back 2 weeks ago. When did you get back from Korea? Okay, number 4. Jack went to bed very late. Ugo says last night. Yes, good. Anoche, last night. Barbara, yes, yesterday morning. Wow, Ugo, you're fast. Our class had a difficult math exam last Friday. Very good. Last Friday. And I hope you are remembering it's not the last Friday. Okay, it's not the last Friday. It's last Friday. We had a picnic at the park. Number 6. This morning. Okay, we only have 3 options: last, ago, or yesterday. Okay, sorry that I didn't make that clear. But you could say, yeah, this morning as well. Number 6, last morning. No, Ugo, be careful. Number 6 is not last. It has to be either yesterday, last, or ago, and we do not say last morning. Okay, you can say this morning, but I don't. So because I had to eliminate the top part of the exercise, remember only with ago, yesterday, or last. Those are the 3 options that you have to answer the questions. Okay, so this is correct, but it's not one of the options. So number 6, we had a picnic at the park yesterday morning. I began to study Spanish last September. Very good, Enrique. Okay. Number 8, Marie felt sick, so she went home. Well, she stayed or she went home yesterday afternoon. Number 8. Did somebody say number 8? V mentioned this afternoon, but yesterday afternoon. Number 9. Dinosaurs lived on our planet millions of years. Nobody answered number 9. Dinosaurs lived on our planet millions of years. We just skipped right over. Thank you, Ugo. Okay, millions of years ago. Your friend just called you an hour ago. Yes, very good. Number 10. So fantastic. V and Enrique, very good. Today is Tuesday. What day was it? 11 yesterday. Very good. V and Enrique again. 12. Our family traveled to Brazil last summer. Okay, so last. Excellent. Ugo. Anybody else answer 12? No. 13. Did you really finish your science project 2 days ago? So good. Peter and good. Enrique did ago. Okay, Peter, good. I moved to this city 14 last year. V, very good. Anybody else do 14 that I can't see? No. And 15, Sarah and Mark got married last month. So very good, Ugo. V. Be careful, V. Be careful. All right. V, you answered the last month. Okay. And we need to be very careful. This exercise, I want to focus on that mistake. You cannot say the last month in this meaning, okay? You have to say last month, no the. Okay, so be very careful. Okay, so Peter said it, Ugo got it. Anybody else? 15? Okay, good. So I hope that's clear, that with last, we don't use the article. So hace una semana. O sea, hace una semana is ago. Yeah, 2 weeks, 1 week ago. Okay. Pasado. Yeah, la semana pasada, last week. A lot of people make this mistake and they say the last week. It's not. Yeah, it's last week. Okay. Any questions on that, you can let me know. Now I have to go through my answers, which are completely out of the way. Okay. Moving on. Used to. Used to is also the simple past, okay? But here we are talking about an action that, a past habit or a situation, okay? So it can be a state of being or a situation that was true, okay? Or the habits were true, but now they are not. Okay, now they are not true. All right. So for example, I used to live in Paris. Yeah, there was a time I lived in Paris, but not anymore. But not anymore, those 3 words, but not anymore, in Spanish, pero ya no. Pero ya no. Okay, so that is an excellent expression to add to your vocabulary or to your notebook. But not anymore. Pero ya no. But not anymore. I used to live in Paris, but not anymore. And let me show you here. It finishes with ed. Yeah, I used to. So it's in the past. But we're talking about a long situation. A situation in the past that's not true now. I used to live in Paris, but not anymore. They used to have coffee every day. They used to have a coffee every day. Every day. Doop, 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 doop. But not any longer. And I know you have a doubt. What is the difference between but not anymore and but not any longer? Nothing. They're the same, pero ya no. But not any longer. Not any longer, not anymore. They are synonyms. They are not different. Okay, they are the same. You can use them whenever you want. I used to live in Paris, but not any longer. They used to have coffee every day, but not anymore. They've stopped having coffee. She didn't used to like football, but now she does. Now, ojo, here, now this is in the way, but if you look, didn't used to, in the negative, we use didn't, past simple, didn't, she didn't, used to, use without the D, no D. She didn't used to like football, but now she does. Pero ahora sí. But now she does. Okay? This is very, it's not difficult. Okay? If you have any doubts or any questions about the explanation, now is the chance to ask me a question, and I can answer while I have this on the screen. If you're okay and you understand used to, then we can move on. The important part to remember is that in the negative and in the question, we use the auxiliary because it's the past, and therefore, por lo tanto, therefore, use is no D. There is no D. It's not used to, it's used to. Okay, so no questions. Everybody understands it. Let's have a little practice. So, here again we go. Hello, Christian. Here we go with used to. I give you the verb at the end of the sentence. I want you to write the answer to the sentence about past habits and past situations. So, feel free to dive in. I hope you can read this. Okay, it's not too small. And we can go ahead. So, number one. I think that Hugo might have the autocorrect on because you don't have to speak to me in usted, Hugo. Yeah, used to be a teacher. My dad used to be a teacher. Okay? Again with the usted. Hugo, no usted. All right? So, used to work. He used to work. Very good. He used to work. Used to work. And I put the work in twice. Sorry. V, very good. Barbara, excellent. Hugo, no usted this time. Enrique, my brother didn't used to eat spinach, but now he loves it. Yes, he didn't used to eat. Okay, be careful, Barbara. Be careful. I don't know if that was a typo. Yeah, because of the typing. But do not use the D in used to. Okay, there is no D in the negative. Yeah, I know, Hugo, it was the corrector. That's okay. It was just funny. So, Barbara, be careful with that. Yeah, didn't used to, no D in the negative, and no D in the question either. All right, Enrique says, did Mary used to draw a lot when she was young? Very good, Enrique. Did Mary used to draw? Okay, V, Hugo. Hugo, be careful, it's a question. V, be careful because there is no D in used to. Excellent, excellent, Barbara. Did Mary used to draw? Did Mary used to draw when she was young? Did Mary used to draw when she was young? When they lived in New York, they used to walk everywhere. Absolutely. They used to walk everywhere. And number 6. Number 6. We didn't used to have any problems. Excellent V, excellent Hugo, excellent Peter, and excellent Barbara. Absolutely. Fantastic. Okay, so remember that one. Yeah, make a note. Yeah. Stars, ojo. Yeah, be careful. Cuidado, exclamation mark. Okay, in the negative and in the question, we don't use the D in used because it's like any past simple verb. And I can show you very quickly. I have my new toy, and I think Peter saw it yesterday. But I'm going to try to show you my. I'm going to move. I have to move this, and I have to move this over to here, and then I'm going to put over here this and move you over here, and I've got my toy here. Okay, fantastic. So here I am, and I'm going to try to get out of the way. I think you can see me. If you have any problem seeing the whiteboard, tell me in the comments. But let's take a look very quickly over how this works, okay? So there we go. If you have a regular sentence in the past, for example, I played, let's say, football, whatever. And sometimes my writing is not the best with this digital thing. I played football. Well, let's do yesterday. We can say the time. Oh my gosh. Yesterday. Okay. I played football yesterday. So in the negative, in the past, you add ed. We know that, right? We know that. So if you say it in the negative, I didn't play blah 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 blah. I didn't play football yesterday. Or in the question, did you play football yesterday? You know it. You know this. Where's my second pen? We don't have the ed because we use the did. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same with used to. I used to play football. All right. And we have the ed. D because it ends with e, use, right? And the negative, I didn't because we use didn't. I didn't used to play football. So you can see here, where's my other color? We don't have the ed because we're using the negative. I think that's close. I think that's clear. Okay, so if you think about it this way, that it's just like every regular verb in the past, you won't make the mistake of putting a D in the negative and in the question. Okay, so the mistake that, for example, V and Barbara made by using the D in the negative, in the question and in the negative, okay, you won't make that mistake if you remember that it's like every other regular verb. Okay, I hope that's clear. If anybody has a question, now is the time to ask it until I don't erase this, because I have to put everything back onto the other screen. All right, no questions? Good. Then I'm going to slowly put this back. Everything goes back over to here where it goes, and we switch you again over to here. Okay, great. So now we are back in business, and we're back on used to. And we have our answers. Okay, no questions? Excellent. Moving on to the past continuous. Has anyone used would to talk about past actions or past habits instead of en vez de, instead of used to? Is anybody familiar with would? I can show you that, because we use used to and we use would to talk about past habits as well. We can use would. Is anybody curious about that, or do you know this operation? And I shouldn't have cleared my screen so quickly. But We can talk about it. No, I never used would. Okay, good. So why don't I take a very quick look at that then? And you can put this in your notebook as well. And I'm gonna move these over again, and then we'll get this guy. All right. So back here. Oh, I was in the way the whole time. All right, hold on. Bradford, always getting in the way. Right, now I'm on this side. Okay, and I've got a little bit of a line in the way now. Everything is just going crazy. Okay, so let's take a look then over at, where's my eraser? I'm going to erase all this. Well, let me just start over again. Okay. Here. Okay, so let's say, for example, let's use one of our examples from before. The I used to play. I used to play football every Sunday. I used to play football every Sunday. Let me get rid of the period. When I was a kid. When I was a kid, I used to play football every Sunday. I used to play football every Sunday when I was a kid. Okay, it's a past habit. It repeated over and over again every Sunday. So I use used to talk about past habits. We can substitute used to with would. Oh, this is not not easy for me. I think I need a better trackpad or something. I think I'm just trying to cram this in here. I would play football every Sunday when I was a kid. I'd play football every Sunday when I was a kid. In fact, it rolls off the tongue when you use the contraction, yeah? I'd play football I'd play football every Sunday when I was a kid. And this here is I would. And here we're talking about a repeated action in the past, a habit. Yeah? I'd read the paper and then I'd go for a swim. Yeah? What did you used to do every summer when you were a kid? Oh man, I'd go camping, I'd stare at the stars, I would. Okay? I would. And this is used very often in that sense. Now, how about if we say it's not an action, but it's a situation? Now we have a very different problem, okay, or a very different scenario, okay? And I'm going to put that here in a different color, green maybe? Let's say, how about I used to like, give me something. I used to like coffee. I used to like coffee. But not anymore. I used to like coffee. This isn't a habit. It's not repeating itself. It's not a habit. So here you cannot say, I need another color. I'd like coffee. This sentence is incorrect. Okay, this one is good. This one is incorrect. So if you use would, it's only for repeated habits. It's not for a past situation. In that case, for example, like coffee, you must use, debes usar, you must use used to. I used to like coffee but not any longer. I used to like coffee, but not anymore. Yeah? Okay. Christian, is that understandable? Does everybody understand that? Yeah, please give me a thumbs up in the chat, and I can know that you have understood would and used to in talking about past habits, past actions, repeated actions. Okay, give me a thumbs up and we can move on. Great, awesome. I don't have an exercise to practice this, but I think that it's good, and you can try to incorporate that. You can try to incorporate that in your vocabulary or put it into your notebook. Okay. Now give me a second. Okay, you're welcome to get back to how I was my setup here, and I gotta go back to my presentation. Take you back over here. Okay, so now originally my idea is or was to do the past simple and the past continuous. We got a little sidetracked with the used to and the would, but that's good. That's positive. I like it. Past continuous. When do we use the past continuous? An action that was in progress at a specific time in the past. So I was having a shower when? At 7 a.m. this morning. 7, 7:01, 7:02, 7:03. So at that time, I was doing an action. Okay? And I'm mentioning this because it's important, the action at that time. I didn't start and finish. Yeah, I was having a shower. It was a long action at that time. Okay? Or you can do two actions, two long actions happening at the same time in the past. While I was listening to music, she was reading a book. While I was listening to music, she was reading a book. She was reading a book while I was listening to music. Okay, so we have two long actions happening at the same time in the past. And I think this is very simple and quite clear. I don't think any of you, if you're at the B1 level or very close, you don't have a problem with the past continuous by itself. So why don't you tell me any sentence you want to make about Jake and Jake's father. I think you can read this. I hope you can read this. I'm not in the way. If you have any problem, I can make it bigger. But tell me something about Jake and Jake's father and what they were doing and when they were doing it. So for example, Jake's father was making breakfast at 8 o'clock. Was make breakfast? No, prepare breakfast. Okay, so Jake's father was preparing breakfast at 8 a.m. Okay, what was Jake doing at 8 a.m.? And you can use any of these pictures, any of the times, and any of the expressions to make a sentence. Just remember that you use the proper structure. Okay, so V, yes, you saw your mistake. Very good. Okay, so type in any expression you want, any sentence you want about Jake or about Jake's father. Oops, sorry about that. And I can see if you make any mistakes. Jake was playing soccer at 5:30 p.m. Excellent, Ugo. Jake getting up at 8 a.m. V, be careful, because you have to say Jake was getting up at 8 a.m. He was getting out of bed. What was he doing? He was getting up. So don't forget to be plus ing. Jake was getting up at 8 a.m. Christian adds, okay, he was playing football. That's right. In the word box above, it says play soccer, but football, soccer, European, United States, that's the difference. Well, United States and Canada. Jake's father was doing the laundry at 2 p.m. Yes, Excellent. Good, Enrique. While Jake was playing computer games, Jake's father was preparing breakfast. Okay. Good sentence, Barbara. Two things. One, after the clause of while Jake was playing computer games, you need a comma, okay? While Jake was playing computer games, comma, Jake's father was preparing breakfast, okay? Preparing, ing. Yep, very good. Very good. But he wasn't preparing breakfast at 11:15 or while Jake was playing video games, was he? He wasn't preparing breakfast. I think he was preparing breakfast at 8 a.m. So, Ticky's Mickey's, yeah, he was, I think he was washing the dishes. He was washing the dishes while Jake was playing video games. Enrique says, while Jake was playing the guitar, comma, good. Jake, it's Jack. Yeah, Jake. Jake's father was playing with the dog. Yeah, excellent, Enrique. Very good. V says, Jake was playing, I got an email. Yep, okay. Jake was playing computer games at 11:15. Perfect, V. Excellent. I like the use of the while. Yeah, very good. Two long activities happening at the same time. All right. What about 2 o'clock? What was happening at 2 o'clock? What was happening at 2 o'clock? My face is behind the stupid logo again. I need to go on the other side. How do I do this all the time? Maybe see if I can move me again and not be in the way. There we go. Now my face is not behind the logo. Nobody tells me. All right. Ugo says Jake's father was playing with the dog at 7:45 p.m. Perfect. Jake's father was playing with the dog at 7:45 p.m. Okay. V, I'm sure that it was a typo. Yeah, a mistake when you were typing. Do not forget the apostrophe with Jake's father. Jake's father's possessive. Okay, so don't forget that. Jake was getting up at 8 a.m. What about 2 o'clock? Nobody has told me. Oh, wait. Jake's father was doing the laundry at 2 p.m. Yes, Enrique. I didn't see that before. Sorry. Jake was getting up at 2 p.m. No. No. He wasn't getting up at 2 p.m. While Jake was swimming in a pool, Jake's father was doing the laundry. Thank you, Ugo. Okay. So, Enrique, I think there was some confusion about the picture of Jake at 2 o'clock. I think everybody understands this. I think that you are all doing very, very well. We're keeping the mistakes to a minimum. While Jake was swimming in a pool, Jake's father was doing, yeah, okay. Let's move on and see what we've got. So I'm going to ask you some questions. I want you to give me an answer. You can type the answer to the question, but use a full sentence, okay? Remember, it's while Jake's father was doing laundry, Jake was swimming in a pool. Yeah, good. Yeah, I understand. No problem, Enrique. Very good, Barbara. I want you to answer the question in a full sentence so that we can practice writing the past continuous, not only the answer of cooking, sleeping, having a shower, okay? So try to write a full sentence, okay? What were you doing an hour ago? What were you doing an hour ago? So write your answers in the chat box. What you were doing an hour ago. What were you doing an hour ago? And try to write a full sentence. And we will see how we are doing with that. An hour ago, I was doing homework. Fine, okay. Generally, Ugo, one quick observation, we put the time clause, say an hour ago, at the end of the sentence, okay? The when and the where, in general, go at the end of the sentence. So I was doing homework an hour ago. I was working out an hour ago. I was doing my homework an hour ago. Okay, so I was watching funny videos on YouTube. Okay, on YouTube an hour ago. Excellent. Okay, I was watching funny videos. I was doing my homework. I was working out. I was playing computer games an hour ago. Excellent. Okay, so the an hour ago goes at the end. Number 2. Was it raining an hour ago? Was it raining an hour ago? Can you answer with the, not only with just no, how would you answer this with what's a short answer? Not so short though. Was it raining an hour ago? No, it wasn't. Excellent. Peter, you're the winner. You're the fastest. All right. No, it wasn't. No. Okay, even better. Christian, you got the comma in there. No, comma, it wasn't. All right, just missing the full stop and you've got it. What were you doing last night? Yes, it was raining an hour ago. Barbara, where do you live? It wasn't raining an hour ago, at least not here, not in my neighborhood. Number 3, what were you doing last night at 11 p.m.? Specifically, at that time, what were you doing? What were you doing last night at 11 p.m.? Still want to know where Barbara lives. I think it may have been raining a little bit into the north. Last night I was watching a movie. Okay, so Peter, remember I mentioned to Ugo, and I'll say the same thing here now. When you say the time, try to put the time last night at the end. So I was watching a movie last night. Okay, in Picaña. Okay, so it was raining in Picaña an hour ago. Last night I was watching a film last night. Again, good, Ugo. I was watching a film last night at 11 p.m. I was watching a movie at 11 p.m. last night. Excellent, wonderful. Okay. Everybody's watching a movie last night, yeah? Any good movies? Did you enjoy them? Or is it just kind of like wasting time and sort of like click, 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 I don't know what to do, click, click, click? Or did you say, okay, I want to watch this movie? I watched the first Matrix movie with my daughters last week. And they loved it, yeah. It was great to be able to watch that movie again. I hadn't seen The Matrix in a very long time. The first one. The second one is not so good, but the first Matrix movie was fantastic. All right. Okay, so everybody was watching films last night. Great. Let's move on. Last thing that we're going to do today, the difference between when and while. Okay? Sleepers. That's a good movie as well. That's a creepy movie, isn't it? Sleepers. Is Sleepers the one with Kevin Bacon and Christian Slater, I think? Is that, then they're like, I think that's the one. I'm not sure. All right, when and while. It's the last one we're going to do. People make this mistake quite often, but it's not that difficult if you think about it, okay? So we use when before the past simple, and we use while before the past continuous, all right? So we can talk about a short action that happens during a long action in the past. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, that's a very creepy movie. It's very good, but it's like, I was reading a magazine when she left. I was reading a magazine when she left. While I was reading a magazine, comma, she left. So notice if we have the time clause, say the when or the while, at the beginning of the sentence, we need a comma, okay? While I was reading a magazine, comma, she left. When she left, comma, I was reading a magazine, okay? So you can flip those around, but you need to have the comma after the time clause. So when goes before the past simple and while before the past continuous. Okay? Or present continuous if you want. While I'm doing this, I want you to do that, right? So here is our last exercise of the evening. This is it. After this, we'll be finished. I want you to tell me the answer of past simple or past continuous. Or if it's a choose the option, you can say when or while, and we'll go through the answers. So I for you when to the pool. And I'm not in the way, am I? Yeah, I'm going to stay over here. So I'm not in the way. And I'm not going to the other side, so I'm not behind the logo. I have to change the location of that logo. So who can tell me number one? Barbara, I was waiting for you when I got to the pool. Spot on, Barbara. Excellent. Yes, I was waiting for you when I got to the pool. I was waiting for you when I got to the pool. So after the when, we use the past simple. Number two. She was having a shower when she, okay, Enrique, yes, you're right on the first one. She was having a shower. But what is the past of slip? Good, Ugo. Slipped. Slipped. Okay, slipped. She was having a shower when she slipped. And when you slip, it's like whoop. Yeah, you lose your footing. Deslizar, yeah, or I don't remember. But it's to slide, yeah, it's very slippery and you fall down. Like on ice or a wet floor, you can fall. Okay. Be careful of the spelling, Peter, of having. Yeah, there's no E. Yeah. Okay. She was having when she slipped. Number three. What about number three? I am a bit tricky now. Be careful. Sometimes I put little traps in my exercises. I like doing that. I like being like, ooh, be careful. Number three. Ugo says, I was getting up at 7 a.m. and was making some coffee. Okay. No, Ugo. Got you in my trap. So here we have two things happening, one after the other. So it's a sequence, boom, and then boom. And when we have two things or more things happening in a row, we use only the present or past simple. I got up at 7 a.m. and made some coffee. Very good, Enrique. Excellent. I got up at 7 a.m. and made some coffee. Okay. So neither of these actions is a very long action. We're just talking about the action itself. I got up and made some coffee. So number four, when or while? Enrique says, when? Was it raining when you went to bed last night? Enrique, you're on a tear. Number five, he found his favorite toy while he was cleaning his room. Yes, very good. Everybody, Enrique, Barbara, Ugo, spot on. They were driving too fast. Number six, and I'm not in the way. I'm almost in the way. Nope, now I'm in the way. Okay, there. Number six, when they were driving too fast, when the police stopped them. Yes, and number seven, I lost my ring. I lost my ring, Ugo, while working on the car. Yes, very good. While working on the car. Notice one more quick thing. If the subject is the same, so I lost my ring and I was working on the car, we don't have to repeat the subject and we don't have to use the auxiliary verb. Okay, so the same thing here. I lost my ring while working on the car. Where was the other one? Here, I got up at 7 a.m. and made some coffee. I don't have to repeat, I made some coffee. I got up and made some coffee. And we can definitely do it on number 5 as well. He found his favorite toy while cleaning his room. So you don't need he was. Okay, and number 8, when she closed the door, took off her coat, and Enrique, almost. Closed, took off, sit. Okay, almost. Barbara, exact same answer. Are you working together? But was playing. So she closed the door, she took off her coat, and sat on the couch. Her brother was playing video games. So again, succession. She closed the door, took off her coat, and sat on the couch. Her brother was playing video games that whole time. When she did 1, 2, and 3, he was playing video games. Probably on the couch. Okay? Have you got any questions about when or while? I think we did a good job looking at these, when and while, past simple, no problem, Enrique, past simple, past continuous, used to, and would. All right, remember, would is with habits, not with situations. And thank you, everybody, very much again. If you have got a question or a comment or anything that you want to talk about, now is the time to ask. If you ever had a doubt about the past simple or about the past continuous, about used to, or about would, I am more than happy to answer any of your questions now. Feel free to ask. If not, I wish everybody a very good week. Remember, stay safe, wash your hands, sneeze into your elbow, don't touch your face, social distancing. Enrique is going to be back tomorrow for the B2 and the C1. I welcome anybody to come. Yes, the B2 and C1 at 7 o'clock. And if there are no other questions or no other problems or doubts, then I will see you next week or tomorrow. Okay. Take care. Bye.